Hmm. The ancient Greeks didn't have a word for physicist. The people we now call the founders of science, Aristotle, Thales, Pythagoras, they were called philosophers because thinking rigorously about nature and thinking rigorously about reality were the same project. Then something happened. The disciplines separated, and both sides lost something. Modern philosophers, the great ones, ask extraordinary questions. They have the intuition to sense where the real problems are, to question frameworks, to ask what nobody else is asking. But without technical grounding, the questions float. They can be beautiful and completely unverifiable. They gesture at something real and still lead nowhere because there's no framework to test, build, or prove anything. Modern physicists have the technical capability, the tools, the language, the discipline. They can prove things, build things, change the world, but the rigor can become a cage. When everything has to be measurable, quantifiable, peer-reviewed, imagination gets quietly strangled. The physicist starts discounting things that don't fit the current framework instead of asking whether the framework is the problem. Two disciplines both missing what the other has. Quantum mechanics is the place this failure shows up most clearly. The questions quantum mechanics is producing about the observer, about measurement, about what exists between observations, these are not just technical questions. They're philosophical ones. And the physicists trying to answer them using only technical tools keep hitting the same wall. Not because they're not smart enough, because the question might require a kind of thinking that the technical framework was specifically designed to exclude. Here's the direction things are moving, whether the institutions want it or not. As philosophy pushes to its limits, as the questions get deeper, they become less and less amenable to technical proof. Because the deepest questions are about what exists before measurement, before division, before the framework that makes technical proof possible. You cannot prove oneness through measurement. Measurement is division. So philosophers who generally want to go there have to leave the technical tool behind, not because they're not rigorous, because the territory they're entering is prior to the tool. And physicists who genuinely want to understand what quantum is pointing at might have to develop the philosophical imagination to look where the math is pointing rather than just doing more math. The split was probably necessary. Both disciplines went deeper because of it. But the problems that remain, the ones neither field has solved, might require someone willing to hold both. Not a physicist who dabbles in philosophy, not a philosopher who skims physics, someone fluent enough in both to stand at the edge of each and see what's on the other side. That used to just be called a philosopher. Maybe it's time to remember what that actually meant.